I'm Tomáš. I'm working in Kiwi as infrastructure engineer. We are working on infrastructure cookie cutters, automating everything, and taking care about our current stack and building the new one. This presentation is about how we change our process of creating new projects and starting new services. Because as Kiwi is growing, we are starting new services not like every month or quarter. We are starting new services every week, every day. And we needed to somehow automate it. Every new project needs some basic things like DNS record, SSL certificates, somehow share the secrets and the best practices. And our current stack looks like for DNS records and SSL certificates, you need to create a ticket for our DevOps. For secrets, you need to somehow share them. We used Keybase and other secure channels how to share the secrets. Now we are adopting Vault. Dusan will talk about it later. And we had almost zero best practices. Our best practices was based basically on chatting on the corners and just recommending to your colleagues something, how to work on things. And this all generated us toils, which basically we had a huge backlog of requests for DevOps. DevOps was taking care of our current infrastructure. They needed to do the things in the request and they were stuck, and then it's not good. The developers were complaining it's taking too long to create a DNS records. It's just basic thing, but when you are overloaded, you have lack of people, you're basically screwed. And then miracle happened. Kiwi decided to migrate everything to cloud from the bare metal infrastructure. We had bare metal and AWS things, and a few months ago we decided to migrate to Google Cloud. There is few reasons. One of them is Google network. It's global network, it's super fast and reliable. Second is GKE, Google Kubernetes Engine, because Kiwi is Docker-based company, every service is in Docker, and GKE and Kubernetes is logical next step how to operate containers, because now we are on Rancher 1 and it's not good, and we wanted something more automated and basically managed by someone else, because our DevOps guys were just taking care about just run it. It took a lot of time and a lot of effort, and we can focus those people to better things than just keep it running. And the last one is Google is just cool company that the Googlers are super helpful. They are trying to help us with every issue we have. They are talking with us. We are talking about the feedback and enhancing of the services, and the cooperation simply works. And why Terraform? Because infrastructure as a code is just the only thing how to do infrastructure now. We are thinking about Ansible, but it's some old school thing. There is CloudFormation, but this is tied with AWS. There is Google Cloud Deploy thingy. This is just tied with Google. And then we decided for Terraform, because you can basically Terraform everything which have API. It's cloud native thing. We can write resources in Google, in AWS. Even when we decide to migrate from Google to Microsoft Azure, we can just use Terraform. Different modules, different types, but still have the same tool for it. Even we can automate with Terraform. We can write our own providers for Cloudflare, CDNs, Slack channels, Datadog metrics for defining the SLAs and putting to the Datadog and other things. Then we decided to start with Terraform, and and for creating new project, we want to keep the process as simple as possible. And as developers understand code, Terraform is infrastructure as a code. It's simple. the current process looks like the developer just create the merge request. Someone from DevOps, infrastructure guys, just do the review, check and then from this point, our CI taking place, and it's running just Terraform plan when we see all the changes, what's going on. And if everything passes, everything looks fine. For now, it's manual approval, and it's done. In future, we want fully automated even those steps. I was talking about project as a code. It's super simple. The module looks like that. The developer just copy-paste this module and change some things like project name, subdomain, and GitLab project and owners. Basically, the GitLab project is a project where you have all your Terraform for your infrastructure in this project. Subdomain, as I was mentioning before, it's for automatic creation of subdomain for your services you have. And it's creating even more resources. It creates the GCP project. There is some structure where is the organization, and it's creating your tribes folder, and under the folder it's creating the project. Then we see the structure. It creates our DNS records for your project you specified, and it's just for this particular subdomain. You don't have access to whole kiwi.com domain. It's creating automatically the Let's Encrypt certificates, because they now support the star certificates, wildcard certificates. Then it's easy to use it for even production, and we have some auto renewal there, and it's working. For Vault, as I mentioned, we are adopting Vault. Then it's basically saving all those secrets, like the credentials for DNS, some users' credential from Google Cloud, and other variables to Vault, where it's secretly shared with the team. And it's even creating the continuous integration delivery variables you need to have in your GitLab. It's like access keys to GCP and access keys to other things, DNS credentials and Vault token, to give the CI possibility to read the credentials from Vault. After that, when we run this through our CI, it's putting a Slack notification into our Slack channel, where we see all the newly created resources, where again you see what you created, and there is the cookie cutter thingy. Do you know, guys, what cookie cutter is? Yeah, okay, basically it's just templating of your resources. It's just easy to start project with these cookie cutters, and you can just copy paste this command to your new created repository, and it creates those resources for you. For now, it's everything around GKE, which means GKE cluster, node pool, ingress controllers, namespaces. It's putting the certificates there and other stuff to be able just deploy your service. You even see the example application, the example manifest for it. For now, it's not that good. We have the application manifests in infrastructure repository. In a week or two, they all will be moved to application repositories. Yeah, our next steps with those cookie cutters and GKE shortness and stuff is just collect feedback. It's new project. It's running like few weeks. We are working on it, and everything we need is feedback from our developers, how they like it, what to improve and stuff. Add more resources. As you saw, for now it's just for GKE. We want to add more resources like how to easily create more advanced services, how to create Postgres databases, memory stores, buckets, other things. Basically all the cloud resources we are using. And open source it to give other people chance to use it because you don't need. It's quite complicated to write those modules and cookie cutters, and it's always good to just use it. And demo. No, because it's new time and it takes time to create all the resources, and when I tried it was like something around 15 minutes because the CI is creating the clusters and projects and everything. Then I did some screens. As I said, everything, first we created the project in GitLab where I copied the project ID to my piece of code where I just fill the project ID, put the domain name and stuff. After that, someone approved my merge request, and in my Terraform plan, you see it's creating 39 resources. Those resources are the certificates, DNS and stuff. After that, we see again the cookie cutter thing and Slack message. When I copy paste the cookie cutter command, you see the output of the cookie cutter. Basically, it's asking you a few questions. A lot of those fields are pre-filled based on your repository and other things. Sometimes you need to answer like, is my project sandbox or production? Do I want to use share VPC or not? And it generates a bit different resources based on those questions. After that, it's just creating all the resources, Kubernetes manifest and Terraform files, and automatically runs the CI. Then in few minutes you can log to Cloud Console and you can check, yeah, my cluster is just creating the way to finish. And after like 15 minutes you are all done. You can just start copy pasting the namespace and the namespace and service manifest and just run them, deploy, and it's fine. And basically when you have this cluster created, you can just copy paste just the service. You don't need to create cluster for every resources, for every service. This doesn't make sense. You are just running multiple services in one cluster, and if you have good manifest, limits, probes and stuff, it's completely fine, and the auto-scaling of Kubernetes is taking care about resources for you. Yeah. That's not me, that's Adam, who was supposed to be here. Any questions? And does it make sense for you to operate new projects and services like that or not? Or what's the way, how are you creating new services?
So before you were doing this manually, right?
Yeah, basically manually. It was written in Terraform something was just manually.
Okay.
But most of the things was done by DevOps guys. They was the only guys who understand the code.
And how difficult it was actually to transform the manual process into Terraform, how to automate it, and did you find anything that was hard or problematic?
Yeah, for us, the biggest advantage was migrating to GCP. We had a greenfield. We were able to start everything on the greenfield. Then it was super easy to just define what we want and then just do it. Yeah, we just define it. Okay, for new service we need those, let's say, 5 things, and that's all for now. Okay, in the end it will be like more resources, more advanced. But for now, to be able to start with the migration, The Kubernetes cluster is enough for us because the databases will stay in AWS because the Cloud SQL is not that good as AWS databases are. Then for now, to start migrating application, this is enough. Even for, let's give it to developers, receive the feedback and enhance the whole process and cookie cutters and these things are.
Do you still use some other configuration management tool or something like that?
I don't think so.
For example, for serverless, we are using serverless framework.
Yeah. This is for Google, for AWS, whereas databases are managed by our database team. They have different Terraform files, and for serverless, we are creating another cookie cutters.
Yeah, but for databases, it's cool that we can use the same Terraform files as for Google Kubernetes cluster. Just change the resources, and you can use or provider. You can use different providers, something like AWS, GCP, and so on.
Yeah.
And anyway, you can write easily your own providers. We are in the process because we are using cloud providers to manage our firewall rules. Yeah, and now we are developing our provider to manage it by Terraform.
Yeah. Basically, our goal with the cookie cutters and those things is we have the GitLab repository, which is /infrastructure/platform/production, and have all the resources you have in production in this repository. We need to put out the Kubernetes manifest, but everything related to infrastructure have it here, like Kubernetes cluster, databases, Datadog alarms, everything related to infrastructure. To give even DevOps guys to, okay, we need to change something, and we really need know where it is. It's not split it all around the GitLab. It's just in this repository, which is infrastructure/tribe name/state.
I would ask, those cookie cutters, if I understood it well, it serves as just template, a basic template. It generates some basic template of those Terraform files and
Yeah.
Kubernetes manifests. I'm interested, how much does the developers need to change it? Or does it suit you well, the default?
It depends on the resource and on the application, but basically they don't need to change much things.
I'm interested how
This
does it suit out, like how identical those applications
we are trying to achieve some best practices with that. Then we are changing the applications to have every application need have the same endpoints on Kubernetes, the liveness probes and stuff, to have standardized naming. Then you need to change something, but not that much things.
You know what I mean? Like the cookie cutters are mainly for like kicking off the project, right? So you need to start project, and you don't want to take care of like logging, like other things, setting up the monitoring. So what kind of instances should I use? It should be N1 or N3 or something like that. Yeah. So you will basically respond to a few questions, like I don't know, like 5 or 8 is currently there, and we will get like working application, like centered application in production with all of the like, dependencies, with all the best practices we already learned hard way.
And access everywhere you need.
Yeah, and access.
And every application needs something like common monitoring tools like Datadog and firewall rules.
And this is about achieving the best practices to standardize our spec. Because then our DevOps guys are able to support it. When every team's using different technologies, different setup, it's quite hard to debug it.
Yeah, we're struggling with this.
Yeah.
also another point is that we do not want to have like this creation of the project centralized. So before we created the cookie cutter, it was like developer was asking, could I have some project on GCP? And DevOps said, yes, you can, but what kind of application is going to be? Well, it's going to be an API based in Python, right? Okay, how many records are you suppose you are going to have there? Okay, like about 10,000 per second. Okay, so we need this kind of instance. And it was like pinging the messages, and this process took like a long time actually. So this is something what they can do by themselves without basically zero knowledge, right? And we can enhance that in the future.
Yeah, the cookie cutter is giving you the decision tree, basically.
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay, that's all. Dushan, it's yours.
Now 5 minute breaks.